I give thanks for the sweet talks and all that, and I must say, you make a lot of sense over here, and the Stone I always know, you know what I mean. So Stone, let's go into the Epistles of Mama album now. How is the album doing?
The album is doing so well, and we give thanks to God for that, because this album is actually one album that has been on my heart. It's my third and fourth album put together. It has some of the greatest features, in the reggae dancehall fraternity, from the likes of Sean Paul to Kabaka Pyramid, also produced by some of the greatest, also from Grammy Award-winning Tony Kelly, multiple, and all of that. So I think, by the grace of God, I've been able to prove myself worthy of the cause, and always encourage and push myself to be able to grow and go. So a double album, reggae and dancehall, with all these amazing features. You have Afrobeats that has Sarkodie, that has Burna Boy, that has Praise, Moogies. It's amazing. Yesterday, I really felt the impact of the promotions that we have been enforcing, and I know it's just going to get better, because we have only released a few videos, and per my wish, I would want to, if possible, release or drop videos for every single song on this album. So I'm treating this album with a special feeling, that I would want it to grow over a period of, I'll work on it over a period of minimum 2 to 3 years, because I know what material there is in there, and I believe that I know what I want to achieve. And this is just the beginning of it. When we released it, it hit iTunes, it's running, and it's selling. And in Ghana, on Aftown, a platform that sells music, has been running for #1 for 15 weeks, as far as I'm concerned. And Reggaeville #2 album of the year in 2017, followed by Damian Marley's Stony Hill and Chronic's Chronology. So it's doing amazingly well, and we can all attest to the fact that that has opened several doors, that we'll be doing some amazing things. And I cannot take the credit all alone by myself, but spread it out to the fans who support these initiatives. All the reggae and good music lovers. Music lovers, all the DJs, all the media houses, all the bloggers who promote, who connect. My team, home and abroad. All
the artists. Let's limit ourselves to the reggae side. You understand me? Because that is my interest. You understand me? All the artists we have on it, like Kabaka Pyramid, like Pressure Boss Pipe, through you, I got close to Pressure, and we've been good friends. You understand me? We talk almost on daily basis and all that. Yeah. And then let's say Agent Sasko, Sean Paul, and all these artists. How did the link up came? How did the link up happen? And also, did you pay? Because a lot of these Jamaican artists, even for them to cut dub plate for you, they will tell you that, you need to pay for studio time, man. You understand me? Yeah, man, you don't know. You know all the thing go already. Like I said, easy, man. You don't know. Say, me I give you a tune, man. I want to, but you understand me and all that. So I would like to find out, for you to parade this artist, Pressure from the Virgin Islands, Agent Sasko, Sean Paul, Ioctane, and all them man there. How did that happen? How much money went into that?
The truth of the matter is, I told you that I took like close to 2 years to work on an album. We were supposed to have Chronics, but due to late and time of release, we were working on, we will finalize that song and release it later. It's been the process, and I trust that as much as it could be easy to pay for dub, because dub is dub, but then to collaborate, I trust that as an artist like myself, it takes a lot more than being paid to collaborate. To me, I will jump on any song when the song makes sense to me and I feel like I can connect to make the song better, and I so I feel like that was the same thing that went on with these friends of mine. They are friends of mine as well. They're not just people that I contacted to try to have them on a song with me. These are people that I have built a relationship with from coming out from this same music. So it's just like real recognize real, and people want to affiliate with who or what they feel is right for them to affiliate with, and that alone, brings me joy and blessing to also get to be affiliated with people, especially persons like Sean Paul, who have been in this game from when we have learned, and you know what I mean. So it gives me a lot of joy, and I trust that for the love and the connection, with the hope that we're gonna get heights and serve the people with good music, I couldn't have paid for, even if I was charged. You know what I mean? Because for that, you can't even, no amount of money can equate this connection to have, and this is reggae music. You know what I mean? The feeling has to be there. So I didn't pay for. I didn't pay for.
Wow.
I didn't pay for any of these collaborations.
Wow, we give thanks and praise to the Father above for you not paying a dime for all this, combos and all that. But what exactly was Xylophone's contribution to this particular album?
There you go again. You see, I would want to stay away from anything Xylophone talk for now. But as far as I'm concerned, the album was, majority of the songs that I have recorded in Ghana was recorded by myself in my own studio, in my own house.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was mixed and mastered. So it was recorded, arranged by myself, by my own hands, but it was mixed and mastered by Miss Master Gazi, who engineered the whole album, put it together, back and forth. So I do not know what specific role you mean to ask for Xylophone in this album.
Oh no, but
I do not know what specifically you mean, so that I'll get it right. I don't have to get confused. So.
Because I mean, they sign you if you pass for Xylophone, your album thing, like some banner is in front of the Xylophone, wall and all that. So I don't say maybe, definitely, Xylophone signed you, so definitely they will have a hand in it. You understand me and all that,
If I understand you, this is what it is. The album was recorded by myself, completed, finalized, everything by myself, and that's it. So,
and you made mention of your own studio, your own studio in your house, and Master Gazi, up and down. What happened to Dake?
Dake is there. He's kicking. He's doing well.
So, no works with him again?
No, we will surely work. I'm open to that, and I hope that we do work soon. Because I'm still available. I still respect and love him as a brother, regardless. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, for me, for my part, we're good. As far as I'm concerned.
All right, Stone. Do you miss your like your old team, like Carl, like Dake? You're going for shows and Dake will be at your back, backing you all that kind. Do you sometimes miss that?
Same way like I miss my mother, right?
Oh, so just go straight for it. God.
Memories and times will always change. We have rainy season, we have dry seasons, and God being so good, there's only a few of them that can come with you. Because as we all go and we all grow, there's diversions, and but that doesn't mean that we become enemies or whatever it is. We would only have to be happy for each other however we find them, and be open-hearted and be of equal cause. But if there be a reason or two where somebody is not available every time close to the other, I think that it's also understandable. So for me, I miss all my day ones, and on my birthday, everybody was there, and I was having a great time from Teddy. And Ashes just left my house minutes ago, so we're all bridging. As and when we find time, we can hang around and relive some memories.
Saying I give thanks, Stone. So so the Pistols of Mama album is doing well, right?
Absolutely, I trust so. It's doing so well. So yesterday I performed yesterday I performed songs on my album, and the reception was like, hey, already.
Wow.
I'm grateful. See, I have to be sincere. I'm so grateful. This is like another turning point for me. This is like another hurdle to cross, because it's not easy to put together an album and have hit songs on the album immediately, you know. So then you change your lion log. You know what I mean? So yesterday my lion log changed a bit. I realized that, look, I was performing like over 40 songs. I'm like, yo, you know what I mean?
Saying.
Yeah.
42 got into the R5. We're talking to the living stone. For security reasons, yeah, all of us are not safe, so he can't say where he is right now, and I respect that from him. You understand me? Everything is okay and everything is good. And Stone,
yeah,
are we to expect you maybe next year, you know, in the Grammys, you understand me, with a Pistols of Mama? Because we saw you at VP Records, you know, and I'm like, what? CEO of VP Records alongside Stone God. I don't know where I'm going, you know.
Alongside the father, right?
Yeah.
So basically, we hope to go greater heights, and you know, some people have done things. I mean, when you
Stone,
yeah.
Please, if you can position yourself for us, you know, a bit, because.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
So I'm like, hopefully, we pray that Episodes of Mama gets that recognition. But yes, though, I trust that it wouldn't be, God willing, my first attempt at being mentioned alongside when Grammys is mentioned. Yet still, we're grateful. That brings joy, and that only shows that you're pushing your works. So Episodes of Mama is a great album, and we're praying and we're hoping that we can get close to that, like we have always gotten close to. Because as, so to say in quote, as unimportant as it is, you know, to some of us, especially our competitors, it really matters to be mentioned among certain names globally when music matters. So I can only be grateful and hope that whatever plug we're fixing will also make that happen, and I'll be very happy if it does. But regardless, you know, once the music lives and the music grows, I'm okay.
All right. Stone, let's say you've released some couple of singles like My Name, like Loyalty.
Yeah.
You see, before this, Dirty Enemies. And matter of fact, listening to My Name, you know, don't call my name if you don't hustle with me from the beginning. And then I want you know about loyalty. You know, people will do things for you and then they will come and put it out. I don't know. It's like people are saying that of late, Stone, Stone, who are you fighting, you know, with? You understand me? Like, you know, internally or externally, who exactly is that person? We would like to know.
First and foremost, there's no one person. You know, so that one is cleared. And secondly, you see, as you say, what do we say? Over we say I be related to human living, be related to daily living. You know, say, now I'm pedu money. What's the story? What's the storyline? What's the movie? That doesn't mean that artists no only will be portraying will be there, but the trend is say artists now or mouthpiece now or to no he lives within. I mean, he lives amongst people and also goes through daily life activities and also encounters the same situations or similar situations that different other people to encounter. But the woman say advantage be on one and they say or your mouthpiece ebia or to your man man for pay. Intina what to say reality no new mumuna man for the relate. Yesterday when I was performing Loyalty, I was amazed. Just because Nkofunu can relate to songs like My Name, songs like Loyalty, songs like Dirty Enemies, you know. So yeah, I'm too. I say me what umunim say koso, but the utiminya again no. That's the ultimate creative survive no etwa. I don't feel anything because obi the can answer my effort. Internet not just say me will be posting, but there be that.
All right, Stone. Stone. Seriously, a lot of people are listening to us. You understand me?
I know. This will make headlines tomorrow.
and as I'm talking to you right now, the official road manager for Morgan Heritage, Skelly Dread, all the way London, he said, Lagazi, I have a lot of things to do, but I have to break and listen to this interview. And he said, Lagazi, I want you to ask Stonebwoy this for me, and I'm going to read it as it is. This is coming from Skelly Dread, aka Skelly Lion. He said, ask him that would he have signed to Xylophone if there was a dancehall artist of his caliber already signed on?
No.
Why?
It stays there. Like, you have to give room and let people operate and let it be nice. It's a simple situation. This is a question that I'm being asked now, like, whether somebody wants to relate it to the situation happening, whatever. I'm being strictly sincere, you know what I mean? I wouldn't, because I believe that let people feel free, you know, like I trust in that as well. What you say, you know.
Wow.
Because we do not, I trust in that only for the fact that, I mean, you can't have two number 11s playing one match or one game, the same game. You know, you have to play 7, you have to play 7, you have to, you know. I think it's nicer. That's my opinion to that. And I think it doesn't have anything to do with Xylophone anyway. I'm just answering sincerely. You know, this could also be a question coming from probably if there was somebody signed to, you know what I mean? I'm just being sincere. Let's be real.
All right. So it means, in other words, it was wrong for Xylophone to sign, you know, Shatta Wale as you were on already, right?
In other words, that is putting words in my mouth and trying to twist it. Let me also correct it again. In other words, respect Xylophone as an entity and what they are and what they stand for and what they want to do. Therefore, they are allowed to. Because remember that they are a company that has their own priorities and principles and whatsoever. You know what I mean? So they are also allowed. You don't have to look at it from only one point of view. But the fact will always stay same. As far as I'm concerned, Xylophone will and can or may be able to sign on as much as they want to for reasons that they can handle. But asking me as a fellow artist, asking me a clean question like, would I have signed to if there was another, is no. It's as simple as that. That doesn't mean that some other person wouldn't say yes. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that some other person should say no. It doesn't make sense that because I will say no to signing on to some team or some group because there is somebody who plays the same position as me or a similar position. Maybe I'm saying somebody to say yes.
Stone, I beg you, if you can, you know, position yourself well for me small, please.
Hello?
Yeah. Your line is kind of tripping.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Did you hear the last thing I said?
No, I didn't hear it. If you can say it again.
Did you hear the last thing I said?
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
What?
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said, I'm sorry, but I do not want my words to be twisted because this is just a simple question that I'm being asked. And to be sincere, if, like Skelly is asking, if I would have, you know, joined or signed on if there was another team player or similar position player like me, I will not. You know, but that doesn't mean that, you know, somebody else will say no, and it doesn't have to be no for somebody else. You know, we're all different people and our thought processes are different. You know what I mean? And also mind you that whichever, I mean, okay, with the example we used, Xylophone also as a company has their own interest and stuff that they know or seem right to achieve. So if they seek to sign 1 million people, just remember that it is your consent that will, you know, when you just remember that they can, you know, just remember that they can and they have the right to. Also, if they are allowed to, yes, they can, you know.
Okay.
And not everybody will say no like me, if there was somebody else there. Somebody also has the right to say yes and join whatever it is. But for me, as a simple question that is being asked, it's a no for me.
All right. This is coming from Jabode all the way from Suhumi. He said, matured reasoning from Stonebwoy. You know, every man has got the right to decide of his own destiny. Tell him for me, with regards to the xylophone thing. All right, that was from Jabode, Chale. This one is coming from Edward Blagoji of blagoji.com. He said, King, ask Stonebwoy, has Stonebwoy seen Shatawale teasing him in a video?
I haven't, but Shatta always does those things. You know, Shatta makes Ghanaians happy. You know, he says things and, you know, mocks people and all of that. So, to me, it's normal. It's not new to me. You know.
Wow. Lord of it, mercy. Skelly says, tell him I said respect to the honesty for that answer. Skelly, respect and manners. All right, Stone.
Respect. Yo, Skelly Lion, you don't know the thing. We are going to tour again in the dog. Summer tour, we have to mash down America. Yeah, manity. Why?
Definitely. Stone, now let's come down to sound system culture. You understand me? You went to Jamaica, you were on Stone Love, and I know that a lot of things went on and you've seen a lot of things for yourself. Now sound system culture is on the rise in Ghana. We have sounds like Fire Crew Sound, we have Lifted Selection International, we have Legacy Sound International, we have One Love Africa Sound System, we have Golden Fingers, we have Nature One, we have Rasnene, we have Root B, we have Nana Dot Boys and all that. And seriously, there is no sound out there representing Ghana. And seriously, we are trying to uplift, you know, this sound system culture thing to another level. From all what the sound men are saying is that anytime they contact you for dubplate, you don't answer them, you don't reply their messages and all that. I don't know how true is that. You understand me? But I am telling you today that I'm speaking on behalf of all the sound men that this is the line we are towing right now to lift up Ghana to the international level, and we can't do without that without you guys, your dubplate. You understand me? So if the sound men contact you for dubplate, Stone, pay attention to them. If pay, we will pay. If now, we'll pay.
So I'll be grateful. Advice well received. You know, say if we now the sound culture system, the sound system culture, they grow from here. And I will be real. Once upon a time, I was entering a country where, when I mentioned, you know, the guy was interested. So he asked, hey, artist, what do you do? I'm like, reggae. And I said, oh, yeah. So what is the biggest sound system in Ghana? Charlie, from my mouth, no, I say like that sound. From my mouth, no. Because the guy be part Jamaican and things, so he was interested. I said, yeah, Legacy sound, big sound. So he writes them down. We put them for the computer inside what to say, yeah. So then it dawned on me more and more as he say, yeah, this thing will go somewhere. But you know, say it be gradual steppings. And I have to be sincere. If you don't know, you don't know. If you know, you know. But as far as I'm concerned, I've cut a couple dabs for you, Legacy. But we're all growing in this dab thing. So to get to a point where it will be easier to cut dab, it will be easier, you know, to cut dab, and then it will make it all easier for us to produce dabs for these people. I don't believe that I've ever charged for any dab from say at the charge say now at the charge for dab. No, I know say it is something where it's another way of getting revenue which is allowed because work is being put in. But as it stays now, I'm willing to, you know, do dabs for and I've done some. So pardon me, I'll go grow with that.
All right. Before we ask you about the Stone Love experience, this one is coming from Skelly Lion all the way from London. He said, tell him me can't wait to tour with him again. Him large internationally. No other artist in this category from Ghana can test him internationally. Ja no.
Ja no, I work where I put in and okay.
All right, so tell me, how was the Stone Love experience like? You being on Stone Love, I wonder if Ghanaians know what exactly I'm talking about in terms of sound system culture. I interviewed Gapirangs on this station, and he told me that, yo, Lagazi, I was so glad for Stone Love to play my dub plate. You understand me? Artists go into the studio and record songs and cut dub plate instantly and go and give the two to Stone Love to play. And even if you are not lucky, Stone Love will not play it. And Gapi said, I was so happy that Stone Love played my dub plate. But Stone, you being on Stone Love, how was it like?
Well, Stone Love is a big sound system, well recognized amongst the reggae and dancehall fraternity, sometimes even across. It's a big opportunity. It was a big honor to be there with Teaching and Shawl and Future Fambo and Beanie Man and the rest of them. So when I was gotten the opportunity, Jano, I brought in the African feeling, with the authentic dancehall cut and things. So it was a good feeling to, for Jamaicans not to even get the opportunity, to get on those platforms, and me, a Ghanaian, having the opportunity to not only feature the artists and be on some heavy platforms, but to be on these prestigious and these legendary sound systems. It feels good and only, pushes me to work harder and harder and believe that there's something greater ahead every time, And at the end of the day, it's just representing for Ghana. And I know that those who know are very proud, these platforms. So we are in touch. We go do more and more. And this year, Jano, I'll be playing at the Reggae Sumfest.
Wow.
So, big thing. And we're playing Summer Jam and things. So we'll still be representing Lagazi.
So Summer Jam and then Reggae Sumfest. The connections. How are you representing in terms of what you're doing?
Say that again, please.
I am saying that Summer Jam and the Reggae Sumfest, you representing in terms of, what you do. How are you representing this year? You understand me? I think it's your first time being on Reggae Sumfest and Summer Jam, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So how are you going to represent? Are you going to play sound system? Are you going to play live? How is the preparation like and all that?
Oh, okay. This is like stepping a little ahead of myself, but that out there it is a live and sound system that works. Regardless, you would not have to mind. You know what I mean? Either ways, you will not have to mind. So we're working on playing with the band. We're working on playing with the band.
Yes, and I'm tempted to ask this. Stone, big artist like you that you go up on tour and all that, why is it so difficult for you to set up a three-piece band in Ghana that you can tour with?
It's not difficult at all. It's not difficult to set up a band to play with. God knows that most of the shows that I played here, I played with my DJ and we rock it from back to back, and some other ones I play with a band. You know what I mean? First and foremost, you all know that it dies down to caliber of artists. Yes, it makes a lot of sense, but it goes that behind the scene, there's more to it, than just saying that why don't you go. But at the end of the day, there are bands in Jamaica. Guess what? There are bands in Jamaica and there are bands in Europe that we have that connection with, that when upon request, when it the promotion, because we have been contracted to do something, and as much as we push, you can't over push the limits of your buyer. You know what I mean? So it's what they can actually come to a conclusion with is what you can also work with. You know what I mean? But trust you me, in a few more time you see that happening. It's happening already, but I know that you want to see me trouble with band here and there, and that is possible, and it's in its right way to do. So watch me.
All right. It's 6 o'clock, and I think it's the time for Frankie Fantastic, skanking for the bunking 5. You know what I mean, to come take over with the TIG show. And I have a lot of questions. So Stone, when exactly can we do one-on-one in the studio? Give me a date.
I'll give you a date of air, I beg. See, today like this, I was supposed to be in the studio, and you see, so we can't predict times and all, but you know that I'm willing. Like I say, you foretell the people, say, I'm willing to come, because you know my sincerity. I've always been wanting to be in the studio one-on-one, because it's been a long time. I remember one of the first times inside HitzFM. That is like a legendary session we had.
I tell you.
And there was another one when Busy Signal. Big man, you and I have history, and I respect that for what you do for the reggae and dancehall fraternity. And no matter the misunderstanding, the small fight to the fight, you know. No vex. Me and you, my big brother, they tell you. You know say my brother. They call you. When I did space, I say, like I say, you my brother, oh, don't do like that. So me myself, I won't catch you for the studio there and beat off some rhythm, then beat, you know what I mean, and cut some dubs, like, you know. Jano star.
Hello, Jano. Stone, I would like to say thanks so much for your time, and I appreciate your time and space and all that. And at the right time, we'll come back to you again. All right?
Yeah, and I have one thing to offer before I cut off. I say thank you to everybody who's tuning, and I hope that everything I said is clean and clear. And whatever it be, if we need further probing, therefore take time, it will come out. And I know, let's not pretend that we don't know all what we're hearing, what's going on. One thing I can say coming from the horse's own mouth is, let's keep calm. There's no problem. There's no problem. It's all about Ghana. It's all about the artists. Let's support the music. Let's support our industry the best way we can. And the crisscross and fight, you know what I mean, doesn't really work. So let's keep calm, whatever it is.
Right.
Future is always brighter. I feel.
Respect, Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Kick it, garlic.
You know a Stone guy.